welcome to my Week 3 game for the Beware Battle Association. This week we're playing against Kyguy. His Terra captains are Orthworm and Oricorio. Orthworm can be Steel, Fighting, and Ghost, and Oricorio can Terra into Flying, Fairy, or Ground. So Oricorio has 4 forms. What form he is changes his secondary typing, his type other than flying, and he can pick any of the 4 if he wants. There's one that's fire, one that's ghost, one that's psychic, and one that's electric. So the biggest problem on this guy's team, I think, is Kyurem. I have 1 ice resist in Empoleon and 0 freeze dry resistances, since that's an ice move that's super effective against water. And Kyurem has Earth Power and Focus Blast to hit Empoleon. So we've got to watch out for him. I was expecting a special set, I'm pretty sure, since ice is so good into me. And physical Kyurem can't really hurt Empoleon that well. So yeah, let's look at my team. First we have Lamora. I've got Mortal Spin, in case he gets up hazards with Orthworm. Orthworm can block my spin, since it's a steel type, but I still wanted to have it. We've got Toxic with Corrosion, Lamora's second ability. Is it second ability? Yeah, it's an ability. That lets it poison steel types, and I think poison types too. Yeah, steel and poison types. So I wanted that for Orthworm and for Slowking Galar. Mostly for Orthworm, because it's a big problem. Yeah, Garchomp especially can't really touch Orthworm. So I wanted Toxic to wear it down. Hello, James. Would you like to say hi? No. My cat woke up from a nap about half an hour ago. Now she's here. Not to say hi, apparently, just to hang out. Alright, so we've got Spikes with Glamora. I wanted hazards, especially for Kyurem, in case it's not running heavy-duty boots. If it's Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, I want it to take damage every time it switches in. We also want Spikes for damage on Orthworm and Ogerpon and Slowking Galar. So for max special defense, so I can take fairy type hits from Clefable. Next we have Whimsicott. We got Encore to stop my opponent from setting up. If they do bring like Dragon Dance on Kyurem, or if I switch in on a dragon move, or if they've got Quiver Dance on Oricorio, or Shell Smash on Blastoise, or even like a Swords Dance on Ogerpon. I'll be able to lock them into a move and hit them with a Moonblast. I've got Citrus Berry, so I can take hits better, an extra hit from Ogerpon. This is my main Ogerpon answer. I've got U-Turn to get out, and Memento. I don't know if there was anyone I wanted to use it on, but to give me a chance to set up with someone else. Garchomp, I think, mostly. We've got Empoleon, max special defense for Kyurem. We have Flash Cannon to hit Kyurem, and Roar to switch something out, like Blastoise or the Fable if it tries to set up. Roost for healing, and then Stealth Rock, because I want to get that up to damage Kyurem. We have Talonflame, got Will-O-Wisp to try to burn any physical attackers like Crocodile or Ogerpon. We have Hurricane to hit most things neutrally, but especially to hit Ogerpon super effectively. And Flamethrower also as a move with better accuracy. Next we have Garchomp. Got Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Earthquake, Iron Head. Earthquake, Scale Shot hits most of his team pretty well. We've got Iron Head for Fable, and a Terra Fairy or a Choreo. We've got loaded dice, so Scale Shot always hits at least 4 times. And last we've got Conkeldurr, who I want to lead with. He's pretty strong, and I also wanted priority in case Kyurem or Ogerpon or something sets up and gets too fast. Or even just Regieleki, since it's so fast to begin with. Drain Punch hits most things. Knockoff was for Slowking Galar. And I was thinking about Poison Jab for Clefable, but I went with Facade because it hits Choreo better. And it hits Clefable almost as hard. And this is our team. And here's the game. I'm going to try putting the replay speed as slow to see if I like that. So I decided to lead with Conkeldurr. So I did. Thought Regieleki would probably be screens. Thought about knocking off. And since he switched to Clefable, I probably should have. But I went for a Drain Punch because it did a lot to Regieleki. And Drain Punch into Mach Punch I'm pretty sure would have killed. So we go to Clefable, or Glimmora on Clefable. He uses Protect, which confused me at the time. But later we'll see he has Wish, which is why he has Protect. I couldn't think of Wish at this point. But we take a Moonblast, and I decide I was trying to win with Garchomp, so I want a Fable weakened, so we go for Toxic. We find out he is Unaware, not Magic Card. So we go for Spikes, and we see he's Baton Pass. Ogerpon comes in, he steps on the Spike, and we bring in Whimsicott. We get crit, but since we have the Citrus Berry, we could take another one. So we're just gonna hit it with Moonblast. We get crit again. But we do take Ogerpon almost out, and uses Trailblaze to finish us off, which raises his speed, so now he's faster than Talonflame. So we have to go Conkeldurr, and we go Mach Punch to out-prioritize it and take out Ogerpon. So Regieleki's back, so I go to Garchomp because Regieleki can't really hurt Garchomp, it mostly has electric moves and Rapid Spin. I thought he might Rapid Spin, so that's also why I went to Garchomp, because you take Rocky Helmet damage. So he brings in Orthworm, which walls my Garchomp, since it resists Scale Shot and Iron Head, and it heals if I hit it with Earthquake. I think after the game I realized I probably should have went Fire Fang over Ironhead, because Earthquake hits Clefable decently. And right now I can't touch Orthworm at all, but Fire Fang would be able to do some damage to it. But we go to Talonflame, expecting him to switch, so we go for Will-O-Wisp. And we go out into Empoleon here, yeah, because I was worried about Shell Smash, which he does have. And I couldn't really think what he would have for Empoleon. I thought maybe Earthquake. But he actually has Aura Sphere, so he can be fully special on Blastoise. And with that damage, we see he's Expert Belt. So that means he does more damage on super effective hits, and he's doing a lot to Empoleon. And nothing else really wants to take a hit from Blastoise. So he's going to be a problem later. But we bring out Clefable, end up going for Roost here. I thought I needed health on Empoleon. Yeah, I still hadn't realized that he'd probably have Wish. And I was hoping he didn't have Thunderbolt. Because Thunderbolt plus Moonblast hits most of my team. Thunderbolt would hit Empoleon and Talonflame, who both resist Fairy. So I thought he might have Moonblast, Thunderbolt. But luckily he doesn't, so we get a Roost off, and in comes Kyurem. So I think I go Talonflame here, expecting either Earth Power or Focus Blast, which I resist Focus Blast and I'm immune to Earth Power. So we're able to stay in. We go for Hurricane and we miss, but that's fine because I've decided he doesn't have Thunderbolt, so we can just stay in. I'm not worried about Moonblast, and he shows Wish. So we go back to Empoleon, since he can't do anything, but he switches out. He goes to Regieleki. I think I was worried about him passing a Wish to Blastoise. So I wanted Empoleon in, so I could roar it out if it does come in. But he goes to Regieleki, so I have to switch out. And we go to Garchomp. It goes Thunderbolt again. And I think I go Scale Shot here, expecting Orthworm to come out, yeah. So, you see that does like 15% maybe, and after leftovers it's like 10%, and that's my best move to hit him. So we go Conkeldurr, and he goes for Rock Blast, expecting Talonflame. I didn't really consider Rock Blast at all. I thought he'd probably have Body Press and like Heavy Slam. So I got lucky not switching into Talonflame there. I did want... I think I was expecting him to go for a Spike again. So I wanted to get Conkeldurr in for without taking any damage. But he didn't take much from Rock Blast, so that's fine. And I think we go for Drain Punch, yeah. So that's enough to even take out Clefable. Even though it resists. So we switch back to Garchomp on Regieleki again. Yeah, he's only revealed electric moves. I don't know what his other moves are. He might have, like, Rapid Spin or Explosion. Or maybe Screams. I think I considered going for Swords Dance on Garchomp, because I would double my attack, I'd do more damage to Orthworm. But since Scale Shot lowers my defense, I didn't want to hit him with one Scale Shot and take a lot of damage from Body Press. So I think I decided next time I'd consider going for Swords Dance. I do go Conkeldurr. I think when I was looking at damage, Orthworm was burned, so I thought he wasn't going to do any damage. But even then, with the spike, I should have realized that Conkeldurr was not going to be happy switching in here. I probably should not have let him go, because now Regieleki's faster than everything, and I don't have Mach Punch. And he has Shell Smash Blastoise, which is going to be a problem. But we go with Talonflame. I think this is the first time we use Flamethrower, yeah. So we show Flamethrower, and it does reasonable damage to Kyurem. Here, I forget why I went to Glamora, but he catches that with a nice Earth Power. I don't know what move I was expecting from him. I think I was worried about a Specs Draco Meteor knocking out Talonflame, and then I wouldn't have anything for Orthworm. Yeah, I don't think Glamora and Empoleon can touch Orthworm at all, and Garchomp can barely touch it. So I think that's why I switched out. I probably should have... Maybe I should have stayed in. Yeah, since... I don't know, even if it wasn't a crit, I don't know if I'd be able to tell what kind of damage that was, but I assume he's choiced. So I considered going into Garchomp, but I didn't want to take any Specs. Yeah, I didn't want to take a Specs Earth Power. Am I still full health? Close. I think I comfortably took a Scarf Earth Power? I forget what it was, but I think, depending on his item, I could have went Garchomp and then... Yeah, if it was Specs, I could have taken one Swords Danced and then Scale Shot to kill it, to knock out Kyurem. But if it was Scarf, Kyurem would have outsped me. And maybe I could have just went for Scale Shot anyway. But I wouldn't have been able to go for Swords Dance first. So I went to Talonflame. And here we confirm he's choiced. Otherwise he'd switch move to hit me. So we missed a Hurricane. Missed another one. Must have been normal. And he's just waiting for me to knock him out, but having a bit of trouble doing that with all these Hurricanes. I didn't realize during the game, but he's going before me, so he was Scarf to outspeed Talonflame. Yeah, I guess also when I switched Talonflame back in, I wasn't even certain he was Scarf. I just assumed because he wasn't Boots. Or wasn't certain that he was choiced. Just assumed because he was Boots, so he could have switched moves. I definitely should have went Garchomp there. So if he was Scarf, he would have been stuck with Earth Power. And if he wasn't, I would have outsped him. I could have went for Scale Shot, then Orthworm could have went in. So it's tough. But yeah. So he realized... Another Hurricane miss. But he realized that Blastoise wins from here. If he gets a Shell Smash. And so he was just letting me take out Kyurem. I don't think he showed Ice Beam yet, so I was hoping maybe he didn't have it. But he does. So he's got Aura Sphere for Empoleon, Surf for Talonflame, Ice Beam for Garchomp, and there's nothing I can do at this point. And yeah, Blastoise takes everyone out. So I had Defog on Talonflame. It would have been better for me if I had chosen to run Taunt instead. Because then I could have taunted Blastoise here and it couldn't have Shell Smashed. And maybe Garchomp could have done something. I also ran Flame Body, which I don't think mattered at all. Yeah, I don't think he even had any contact moves besides Orthworm. So if I ran Gale Wings and had Priority Hurricane, that might have given me a chance. 2 here. So I would have been able to hit him with a hurricane before fainting. But it is what it is. So if we were looking at hurricane, it's kind of funny since Kyurem has pressure and I missed so many times versus it. I almost ran out. It was down to 3 hurricanes. And I think I went 3 for 8 with hurricanes. So it's a 38% hit rate, which is almost what the miss rate is supposed to be, since these hurricane has a 70% accuracy. But one of the last leagues I did, I had a team with no flying resists, and I dodged almost over half of the hurricanes. So I guess Hurricane's getting back at me for that. But good game. My opponent made some good plays, especially that Earth Power on Lamora switching in. So that's our first loss, and I'll see you next week.